I'm Mia from Peanut Butter and Jelly Bean. Today I wanted to talk about some of the projects that you can make from my book, Make It Modern Macrame. So I'm going to jump straight in and talk about the decorative knots that I have in there. In addition to the basic knots, there are also these ones which can be incorporated into your work or as standalone knots. This is the Pippa, this is the Josephine, and this is the Cloud. In addition to the Cloud knot, I actually go into some instructions on how to make this really simple cloud knot bracelet that I have on here. Next, I'll go into talking about some tassels. So I go through the basics of a tassel, and really once you make one tassel, you can use them in all sorts of ways and make all sorts of different varieties. I've got some wall charms and some wraps. So this little guy is a candle wrap. It can also be wrapped around little jars of jam or little bottles as some gifts. A bigger version of that is this one, which is for the wall. And this one's called a bouquet wrap in the book, and it can just be wrapped around a bunch of flowers for a wedding or something like that. But also it can be used in a similar way to wrap around a bigger jar or a bigger vase. Also can be wrapped around a bottle of wine as a really nice gift. Coasters. I have instructions on how to make the love heart, the circular or the round, and the square. Feathers. Probably my most asked about and popular design is the medium size macrame feather. So there are detailed instructions on this guy. Also the small, I talk about the small feather, and the large, which is behind me. I'll talk about those ones in a minute. Rainbows, we go into the mini rainbow bag tag, which is on like a little bag tag hook. Also, the mini rainbow earrings that I have on right now, the small rainbow, and I show you how to add extra rows if you'd like to do that, and the large rainbow. And again, I'll show you how to back them, how to have them hold their shape, and add extra rows if you wish. Now I'm going to stand up for these bigger items behind me. So as I spoke about, the large rainbow is in, the large macrame feather is in there. I've got the sun mandala, the boho flower, which is which you can make bigger versions of. These can be used to wrap around in the same way as the vase, or to be hung on the wall like this. The final project that's in my book is this wall hanging. So this kind of ties everything together, brings in some different techniques to create this quite detailed wall hanging, and it really gives you the starting foundation for making something bigger and being inspired to create your own work. So thank you so much for running through and having a sneak peek at these projects, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you soon. Hi, I'm Mia from Peanut Butter and Jelly Bean. Today I wanted to answer one of the most common questions that I get, and that is, what type of cotton do I use for my macrame feathers? I also want to run through the maintenance of the feathers and how I get them to look like this. But first, let's have a closer look at the cotton. Okay, so I wanted to zoom in nice and close so we could have a really good look at these. Here I have the type of cotton that I use for my macrame feathers. This is a 3mm that I use for the small and the medium. This is a 5mm that I use for my large feathers. My supplier calls this a Luxe single twist cotton string. Each supplier may call it something slightly different, so you want to look out for keywords such as Luxe or super soft. In comparison, this is a natural single twist cotton, so not the super soft or the Luxe. This is a 5.5mm, so it's really similar diameter. But you can see the major difference between the Luxe and the natural is just the individual fibre sizes. This one's slightly more coarse. You could absolutely use this to create a macrame feather, and it would produce a really similar result. It would just be slightly coarser. However, this is a twisted cotton. So this is a 3-ply twisted cotton rope. I think it's a 2mm. this will not produce a result that you want for your feather. It'll brush out. You see the little ends that I've brushed out here? They've gone a bit curly or a bit wavy. This is best to be kept for some of your macrame projects where you want some really beautiful texture. So to recap, this is what you want to look for macrame feathers. This is an alternative if you can't find it. Okay, so you've picked your cotton and you've made your feather, but it looks a little less like this and a little more like this. It's totally normal, it's totally fixable. You will find that with changes in the air, such as humidity, or if they are sitting by an open window, it can just bring that natural twist of the fibre back in and make them curl up a little bit. So you're going to want to take a comb. I use a fine bristle comb for my medium and my small feathers, and a larger bristle brush for the large feathers. Hold on to the centre and comb down and out diagonally, just to get that general shape back into the feather again. Around the sides, I like to just fluff them up slightly with the comb or with my fingers, just to give that natural look. And voila. If they persistently keep curling up and it's actually bringing the felt up with it, you can take an extra thumbtack and hide it in amongst the feathers. Just lift them slightly, push it through the wall, and the felt and the wall, cover it back over, and that'll just help flatten it all back down to the wall again. It is at this point that you can, it's an option, to spray a light spritz of hairspray or a starch spray. I have been told that gives them more hold over time, but personally I don't use them. I like to be able to brush them out every couple of months or whenever they look a bit untidy, and just neaten them all back up again. Also, for excessive crinkling of your fibre, you can use a spritz of water prior to brushing them, or a clothes steamer over the top of them. That's all before you brush them, just if they really are, the fibres are really, really, really messy. Again, I've not used them. I just find that giving them a little comb every now and again works wonders. So I hope that helped. I hope that answered some questions, and thank you so much for watching.